Welcome back to week 3 of Somatics meets Pelvic Health in preparation for birth. And this week we are focusing in on pelvic floor activation. So last week was all about sensing and feeling a release in the pelvic floor. Now we're going to explore contraction of the pelvic floor. And each day this week, we're going to explore it in different positions. So when I say to activate your pelvic floor, we're going to just bring our awareness and focus to primarily 2 areas of the pelvic floor. One's going to be more to the front of the pelvic floor where the bladder's located, and the other will be in the back or the posterior where the rectum is located. So we're going to be exploring if we can feel a difference between the front and the back of the pelvic floor, and we're going to do it in a laying down position for today's video. So what you're going to want to do is either laying down on the floor, yoga mat, or on the bed. We're going to start with our knees bent, as that generally brings our pelvis into a more neutral position. And then I just want you to be comfortable, and if it feels good, we're going to close our eyes, and we're just going to start with a deep breath in. And then just exhale, let our body just relax and our mind get focused. Good. And I want you to begin to bring your attention to the front of your pubic bone. So the bone right in the front between the legs. So pubic bone right in this location. And we're just going to bring our attention to slightly below that pubic bone. And we're going to just try to give a squeeze as if we're holding our pee. So I want you to give that a try now. We're going to squeeze our pelvic floor, and then we're going to release it. Then we're going to squeeze and release. And as you are going to go through several repetitions of this, with your eyes closed, I want you to start noticing what's moving. Can you feel the muscle contracting? Can you feel anything else slightly moving with that contraction? Does it feel closer to the pubic bone? Or do you feel you're squeezing your bum? Do you feel a squeeze in your tummy? Or maybe you feel your inner thighs as you try to squeeze? Just noticing what happens when you try to engage like you're holding in your pee. And just noticing the movement of the pelvic floor. Now I want you to bring your awareness not only to the squeeze, but can you feel the muscle relax back into neutral? So can you feel the squeeze and then the release? Try that a couple times. And just see what you notice. Good. Now, the feeling should really be more to the front in the pelvic floor when we're trying to squeeze to hold our pee. If you're noticing either your butt cheeks or your inner thighs or your tummy trying to do the motion, that's usually a compensation for the pelvic floor. And so if you're having difficulty with that, then certainly getting some help and assistance with locating that muscle may be helpful. But let's move our attention to the back of the pelvic floor. So now I want you to think about squeezing as if you're holding in gas. So we're going to give that a try. So I want you to squeeze in the back of your pelvic floor like you're holding in gas and then letting go. And as you squeeze the back, do you notice if that movement feels different than squeezing to hold your pee? Do you notice the muscles moving? Do you notice the relaxation after the squeeze? Is there anything else moving and squeezing with it? Or are you more in tune with the back of the muscles? Good. And now, just for an interesting experiment, let's go back to squeezing our pee and feeling if that feels different now. And then we're going to squeeze in the back like holding in gas. And then squeeze in the front like holding your pee. And I just want you to try that a couple times, going back and forth. And just noticing if you notice anything different. Does one feel easier than the other? Does one feel stronger than the other? Just getting to know the connection of your pelvic floor. Okay. So, tomorrow we're going to explore pelvic floor contractions in a different position. It might be easier for you to feel it or harder to feel it. So we're going to work and experiment to get to know our bodies. And if you find you're having a lot of difficulty locating and feeling the difference, or feeling anything for that matter, then that's really where you want to work with a pelvic health physiotherapist, or getting to somebody who can walk you through it step by step. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.